everyone, my name is Amanda and today I have such an exciting thing to tell you guys. I just lay awake last night and I don't know, but I just came up with a really fun idea for a video trilogy. So I'm just gonna tell you guys, you've probably already read it from the title, but this is the TBR trilogy. Ta-da! It is actually not that fancy, but it was just something I thought would be fun to share with you guys. It's gonna be 3 videos as it is a trilogy. It's gonna be 3 genres, and the first genre is gonna be fantasy, which is this video you're watching right now. And I will also make a contemporary one, and the last I haven't really decided yet, so if you have any suggestions for the last genre, please tell me in the comments because it isn't set in stone yet. I have thought about adult books or dystopians, or if you have another idea, just tell me in the comments. But let's just get started with this video. This is my fantasy TBR, and this is basically videos that I really want to read that are fantasy books. And I've just been in a really fantasy mood lately, and I've read some amazing fantasy books. So some of these on this list is gonna be sequels, and some are standalones I think, and some are just completely new series. So let's get started. I'm just really excited. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. This is the second book in the Ice and Fire trilogy, a Game of Thrones basically. I read the first book last year and I really liked it, but I just have been a little bit put off because look at how many pages there are in these books. But I really want to get to these soon because I'm watching season 4 right now and I'm loving it. And I just really want to get on with this series. I need more Jon Snow, you know, that rhymed. I also really want to read The Wise Man's Fear, which is the second book in the Name of the Wind series, The Kingkiller Chronicles, and that is a mouthful. But I read this book this year and I loved it, and I just can't wait to read the next book, and this was just a really fun read. It's quite slow and it's about Kvothe, and he's just one of my all-time favorite characters, so I just can't wait to get on with this series. But there is so many pages in these fantasy books. Just have a look at this book, and I think The Wise Man's Fear is over 1,000 pages, but I'm gonna get to that book. The next sequel I have on this list is Magic Study by Maria V. Snyder, which is the second book in the Poison Study series trilogy, I'm not sure, and I read this last month I think, and I really enjoyed it, and I think it's very similar to Throne of Glass, and I just think that this was really fun. And it is about Yelena, which is a food taster to the commander, and crazy stuff happens, and you know, all that fantasy stuff that we all love. Yeah. So the last sequel on this list is gonna be Heir of Fire, which comes out this autumn I think, and it is the third book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas, and I love this series. It has become one of my all-time favorite series, and the second book is even better than this one, and it is about Selena, which is an assassin. She is the best assassin ever, and it is just so much action and plot twists and amazingness. So that was all the sequels I had to tell you about. Then I have a couple of books that I haven't read anything connected to, so let's talk about that. I just feel a bit hyped today. So the next series that I really want to read is the Lord of the Rings series by J.R.R. Tolkien, and these are classics, and I love the movies, and I just really want to read these books. I'm not gonna talk a lot about them because everybody knows what they're about, but they're just really awesome fantasy books that I really want to read. I also have 2 Brandon Sanderson books / series on this list, and the first one is Steelheart, which I've heard a lot about on BookTube recently, and I think it's about superheroes-ish, and it is basically about the epics, which are in power and they have some superpowers, I think. And there is this guy that wants to start a rebellion, basically. I'm not sure if that's the truth, but that's what I've heard at least. The second series by Brandon Sanderson is the Mistborn trilogy, and I feel like so many people has read this recently and it just sounds really awesome, and it's really fantasy-ish. I'm not actually really sure what they're about, but everyone is talking about them and they seem amazing and I wanted to read them for a long time, so I thought why not just mention them here because they are really high on my to be read list. The next book I want to talk about is Seraphina by Rachel Hartman, and this book is about dragons and human living side by side, and not so much side by side maybe. It is about dragons and it sounds really amazing. Another book that I really want to read is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and with the third and final book soon coming out, I think everyone is talking about this book, and I don't know, I've wanted to read it for a really long time. The covers are really beautiful and it is about a girl finding out that she has some kind of powers, that she is basically the only one that could save the world, I think, or something like that. It sounds really my style and I just really want to read these books and they sound really fun. The second to last book I am gonna talk about here is Aeon, and also Iona, then the sequel. And they are fairly new books, I think, and they are about a guy called Ian who is a girl, Iona disguised, I think, and she wants to become a dragon trainer, but girls can't become dragon trainers in this country, so she is disguised as a boy, and a lot of action, I hope, and it's supposed to be really good, and a lot of people is talking about it and I want to read it, and a lot of "and" there. And I haven't read a really good dragon book since Aragon, so I'm just really excited to read a good dragon book right now. The last book I'm gonna talk about on this list is gonna be Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, and I have no idea what this book is about actually, but the third book just came out and everyone is talking about it, and the covers has just drawn me in for such a long time, and they just seem really good because everyone is loving them, so I really want to check them out and see what they're all about. And like I said, the covers are gorgeous, so yeah. So that was actually all the books that I was gonna talk about, and I hope you really enjoyed this TBR trilogy thing, because I just think that it's a really fun idea to share some of my most want to be read books with you. Like I said, next week is gonna be my contemporary TBR, and the next episode after that I haven't really decided yet, so please tell me in the comments which genre you would like to see. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up so that I know that this is something you want to see more of. Also, do not forget to subscribe, and I will see all of you guys in my next video, so stay tuned. Bye!